Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your Senate chamber. Thank you for joining us on our fourth regular Senate session. Today is Friday, January 3rd, 2025. It's also our eighth day, our SINE session. Before we begin our session this afternoon, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence. Thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Babalta,
Presente.
Senator Cruz, Madam President,
Here.
Senator Hofschneider,
Peggy.
Senator King Neighbors,
Here.
Senator Maglonia,
Present.
Senator Manglonia Donald,
Present.
Senator Manglonia Cole,
Here.
Senator Mindiola. Madam President, 8 members present, 1 absent.
With 8 members present and 1 absent, let the record reflect that Senator Dennis Mendiola is hereby excused, and we have also established the necessary quorum to conduct our business this afternoon. We now move on to item B under public comment. We are open for any public comments on any of the agenda items this afternoon. Anyone that would like to make a comment? None? Okay, we are closing this particular section of the agenda. Moving on to item C, reading and approval of the journal. I would now recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under item C, we have 2 Senate journals for adoption and approval. Senate Journal number 2343, 7th day, 4th regular session dated December 18, 2024, and Senate Journal number 23-44, 1st day, 6th special session dated December 27, 2024. And if I may, Senate Journal number 20, also to include today's Senate Journal number 23-45, 8th day, 4th regular session dated January 3rd, 2025, and to allow the members to make changes should there be any correction to make. So moved.
There's a motion to adopt Senate Journals 23-43 and 23-44, and also for the inclusion of Senate Journal 2345, today's Senate session on SINE, and for allowing the members to make any changes as so fit. All those in favor say aye. Nays? Motion carries. Moving on to item D, under messages from the governor. Clerk?
Madam President, we have 7 on our agenda, 371 to 377.
Any comments from the members? None. Moving on to item E, communications from the judiciary, there's none. Item F, communications from the heads of executive departments, there's none. Item G, communications from the House. Clerk?
Madam President, we have 2, 187 and 188.
Any comments from the members? None. Moving on to item H, communications from the Senate. Clerk?
We have 6 on our agenda, 23554 to 559.
Members, any comments? None. Moving on to item I, communications from the Washington delegate. There's none. Item J, unfinished business. There is none. Item K, pre-file bills, initiative, local bills, and resolutions. I shall identify myself for Senate Resolution number 23-34 to honor and commend retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel Edward C. Camacho for his distinguished military service and dedicated sacrifice for the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands and the United States of America. Item L, introduction of bills, initiatives, local bills, and resolutions. None. Item M, reports of standing committees. And I'll recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under item M, we have 1 standing committee report number 23-122 from the Committee on Fiscal Affairs reporting on House Bill number 23-120 HD1 to impose a 3% surtax on gross revenues derived from non-residential construction projects that cost $350,000 or more. Members, I move for its adoption.
There's a motion to adopt Standing Committee Report number 23-122 and has been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nays? Standing Committee Report number 23-122 is hereby adopted. Moving on to item N, reports of special conference committees. There is none. Item O, resolution calendar. I now recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under item O, we have Senate Resolution number 23-34, and I move for its adoption.
There's a motion to adopt Senate Resolution number 23-34. It has been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nays? Senate Resolution number 2334 is hereby adopted. We now move on to item P under Bill Calendar. I now recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under item P, bill calendar, we have two. House Bill number 23-93 HD1. Members, I offer a motion to withdraw and send it back to the committee. So moved.
There's a motion to withdraw House Bill number 23-93 HD1 and send it back to committee. It has been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nays? House Bill number 23-93 HD1 is withdrawn and is sent back to committee. Floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Last, we have House Bill number 23-120 HD1 SS1, and I move for its passage.
There's a motion to pass House Bill number 23-120, version HD1, SS1. It has been seconded. Any discussions from the members? I recognize now Senator Dono Manglonia.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to introduce a floor amendment, and this is an amendment to Section 2. Proposed is the Section 105B, Special Gross Revenues from Qualifying Construction Projects, or GRQCP account, and is amended beginning on page 8, lines 15 through 20. Section B, I, 1A will now read 2.5% shall be appropriated each to the first and second senatorial district to the Municipal Department of Finance under the expenditure authority of the respective resident department head. And 15% shall be appropriated to the third senatorial district to the SINE Department of Finance under the expenditure authority of the Secretary of Finance. Also amending Part 2, of the 80%, 2A would be 15% shall be appropriated each to the first and second senatorial district to the Municipal Department of Public Works under the expenditure authority of the respective resident department head. And B, 50% shall be appropriated to the third senatorial district to the SINE Department of Public Works under the expenditure authority of the Secretary of Public Works. Consistent with the intent of the foregoing amendments, I hereby also move to allow the legal counsel, together with the Senate clerk, to make further non-substantive technical amendments that are strictly necessary to effectuate the intent of this floor amendment prior to transmittal. So move.
There's a motion offered by Senator Dono Manglonia, floor amendments on several sections of this particular legislation. It has been seconded. Any further discussions from the members? Recognize Senator Paul Manglonia.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm in full support of the amendment. However, I just want to ask, what is the risk that we're taking here? Is the House, or is the Chair of the Fiscal Affairs at least in communication with the House Ways and Means so that I don't know when they're when they're having their sanitized session, and so is this something that if we amend, we'll have an opportunity to be entertained by the House?
Thank you, Senator Paul, for your comments. Recognize Senator Dono Manglonia.
Thank you, Senate President. As far as the new amendment goes, this would have to be something that they should agree with. Otherwise, based on the amendment that we made as a committee, the speaker, who is the author of the bill, had agreed to move their session in the event this bill passes today. They were originally scheduled to have their sine die on Monday at 1 p.m., but seeing as how we may end this session past that time, he agreed to move it to Tuesday. So depending on, as far as this new amendment, which we just came up with in the last 2 hours, I think we hope that they would agree to this new amendment. And we just wanted to fine tune the details of how much would be going to the each senatorial districts to support the construction activities that will be taking place in those districts. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Dono, for that explanation, and I'll recognize Senator Juthoff Schneider.
Thank you, Madam President, and thank you, Chair, and the committee for working on this legislation. Just maybe clarifying question here. When we when the chair offered to shall be appropriated, does this mean like the legislature or the delegation of the respective senatorial district? This becomes like a pass-through allocation now, whereby the agencies will automatically access it anytime during the course of the effectivity of this. I mean, maybe the legal counsel can. So we still need appropriate it. So the proper citation is appropriated, shall be appropriated, or should be allocated,
What is the intent?
because no, okay. My understanding is if we're going to allocate the funds, then it shall. I think if it's okay with the chair, can just make it specific that the delegation shall appropriate it, the respective delegation. If this is sufficient, then I'll yield my question.
Thank you, Senator Juthoff Schneider, and I'll recognize Senator Salina Babauta.
Oh, in line with Senator Jude's comments, Council, we're proposing a CNMI-wide law. Would it be appropriate to insert a provision that allows the legislative delegations of each respective senatorial district to do exactly what Senator Jude is asking be further clarified in the amendment? I would think that because this is a CNMI law, it would have to be the legislature to appropriate.
Thank you, Senator Babauta. Recognize counsel.
It would be the intent of the bill. It's not clear to me what the intent is. So it depends on what the author, his amendments are trying to achieve.
If I may,
Recognize Senator Donna
I
Malonia.
think this is the mechanism would be the same as it would the MBA hot tax, which is what we appropriate through the Budget Act, or the solid waste, which already divvies out to these districts, but has to be appropriated in a Commonwealth bill or like the budget bill. So it's the same mechanism. And so, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. So,
Recognize Senator Juthoff Schneider.
yeah, it's clarified. So I'm good.
Thank you, Senator Huff Schneider. Any further discussions from the members? Recognize Senator Paul.
Yes, but I believe the hotel occupancy tax is worded differently. So the concern by Senator Jude has to be addressed by actually amending this language so that it actually has the effect of earmarking it to the first, second, or third senator district, and by local law is then appropriated. Or if it's going to be actually already appropriated, then I think we need to relanguage this. So knowing that now, attorney, does this language, would this language have the same effect as the hotel occupancy tax?
Give me a minute to take a look at the.
Short recess, please. Okay, thank you. We're back from our short recess and good conversation discussion regarding the amendments and the language technicalities. No further discussions, members? All right, so there's a motion on the floor, actually floor amendments offered by Senator Dono Maglonia and has been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nays? The floor amendments offered by Senator Dono Maglonia hereby adopted. And now we go back to the main motion, and I'll recognize the floor leader to make the proper motion on the bill.
Thank you, Madam President. So now, members, I offer a motion to adopt House Bill number 23-120, version HD1, SS1, as amended. So moved.
There's a motion to pass House Bill number 23-120, HD1, SS1 as amended. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Babalta? Senator Cruz? Senator Hapsinider?
Yep.
Senator King Neighbor?
Yes.
Senator Maglonia?
Yes.
Senator Maglonia Dono?
Yes.
Senator Maglonia Paul?
Yes.
Madam President?
No.
Madam President, 7 members voting yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
We have 7 members voting yes and 1 member voting no. House Bill number 23-120, HD1, SS1 as amended hereby passes the Senate. Moving on to item Q, petitions, memorials, and miscellaneous communications. Clerk,
We have 1, Madam President, 23-291.
any comments from the members? None. Moving on to item R, under announcements and members, at this point in the agenda, I would like to first allow the floor leader to make a motion, and then we'll open up the floor for each member to, if you have any statement, ending statement for this SINE session, the floor will be open. Floor leader?
Thank you, Madam President. Members, I offer a motion to file all bills, local bills, initiatives, and resolutions pending in all Senate committees and all matters pending in the Senate. So moved.
Second.
There's a motion to file all bills, local bills, initiatives, and resolutions pending in all Senate communications and all matters pending in the Senate. It has been seconded. Any discussions from the members? All those in favor say aye. Nays? Motion carries. Members, the floor is now open for anyone that would like to make a parting statement, considering that this is our SINE session. Anyone? I'll recognize Senator Carl Neighbors.
Thank you, Madam President. I would just like to express my appreciation to all my colleagues on the Senate and the House for the work that they've done in the 23rd. I know sometimes it's been contentious, but at the end of the day, we do what we have to do for the people of the Commonwealth. And I'd also like to thank you, Madam President, for your leadership during the 23rd legislature. That I yield.
Thank you, Senator Neighbors. Any other senator? Any parting statement? Recognize Senator Jude Hofschneider.
Jesus Masi, Madam President, and I also like to express my respect and appreciation to the 23rd legislative members, and also to you, Madam President, for your leadership the last almost 24 months, no? So, but most importantly is also the notion that some of us will be assuming the 24th legislature and some of us will not. And I think it's at this time it's important to note that it's been an honor for those that are not will not be serving next, Press and another Senate President, a former President, Senator Po Manglonia, si Jesus Masi ni Todui, si Bishon Mizun, kini ni Manaazudet, masya titoro tempo man pareho i posisyon talo, at the end of the day, i respeto todo tempo kay Gigi, in between ita na membro si legislature. I do know na at each one of us, we always strive to do what's best, for the interest of the public, and in no shape or form that any disrespect has come on my behalf. And I always exert that a sentiment that no matter what, the respect is there. And Press, I know it's been the 4 years is fast, right? So, and I know you'll be around, and I wish you the best in whatever it is that you're gonna do next. We're always gonna be we'll be here for the next couple of months. I mean, a couple of years. If there's anything, we'll be here as well. And for our good Senate President, longtime member, Senator Po, par Jesus Masilukini, todo si Bishomo. We've served a lot over the years, and I also, you helped me through in my the first few years in the Senate, and there's a lot of changes in the time when I first started serving with you and to date. There's a lot of issues and um, and challenges that we both faced, and but at the end of the day, it's we make the best decision, no, for the people that we represent. So I want to thank you for your services. I wish you the best in your retirement life, if that's what you want to call it. And I know that you won't be a stranger to communicating with us here at least for the next couple of years. So good luck to you both and to the members of the one that will be serving. See you I look forward to working with you all. Jesus Masi, I you back.
Thank you, Senator Hofschneider, and I'll recognize Senator Frank Cruz.
Thank you, Madam President. I would also like to express my gratitude and appreciation for your leadership, for your fair and transparent leadership. I know the Commonwealth will appreciate your leadership and most especially being transparent to our people here in the Commonwealth. I wish you the best in your next endeavor, and our doors always open if there's anything that you wish to come and see us, whether legislation or resolution that you wish us to introduce. Your ideas and knowledge in any resolution or legislation that is still not it's undone. Come and see us. We're open to discuss such legislation or resolution. And I would also like to express my appreciation to Senator Paul. Wish you the best on your next endeavors. Like I mentioned what I mentioned to the president, that our doors are always open. Don't be bashful to come and visit us. If there's anything that you wish us to to follow up on, any legislation that it's not been passed or been entertained, come to us and we'll sit down and discuss that legislation, and whatever is good for the Commonwealth. My office is always open to discuss such legislation, and I will support it. And most especially, I would like to express my gratitude and appreciation to the staff, the hardworking staff, for your guidance, assistance in helping this 23rd legislature and moving forward with whatever that we ask, whether it's in the Senate or a delegation level. You're always there to provide us with that services and assistance, and I appreciate and thank you all for your service. This was Masi, Madam President.
Senator Cruz. I now recognize Senator Donald Manglona.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to echo the sentiments of my colleagues who spoke before me, and that first of all, I just want to thank all the LB staff for your hard work and dedication and your tireless efforts in assisting us as a committee and me as a chair for these committees. It wasn't a difficult, or it was a difficult task trying to transition from that House of Representative mindset into the Senate. And I want to thank my colleagues and all those who have sat here in the Senate for quite some time. I jokingly call them dinosaurs, but I say that in the utmost respect, and that their institutional knowledge and their creativity helped change the way I think about how we move about with legislation, and how we can be crafty in the way we propose legislations or amend legislations. But in all honesty, I thank you for fighting with me and trying to do what's best for our Commonwealth, but also what we really need for our districts. It's easier working with 8 other members than it is 19. And so I want to thank you for reaching out to me also to help come up with ideas that I didn't get to think about in the onset. But I would like to wish you, Senate President, Senator Paul, the very best. And I hope that we can continue this communication and reach out to you for any advice if we ever we would like to continue this relationship with you and in trying to do what's best for our people. And so with that, again, thank you everyone for your time these last 2 years, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you in the next 2 years. So with that, I yield, Madam President.
Thank you, Senator Donna Manglona. Recognize Senator Karina Magofnia.
Thank you, Madam President. And like everyone else, I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to the LB staff, most especially the legal counsel and the LA for replying to all my texts and emails, even after hours and on the weekends. And I completely appreciate their time, for their patience, for their guidance. As a freshman here in the Senate, I learned a lot from the staff, and so I'd like to express that sincere appreciation to them. I'd also like to extend my appreciation to my colleagues. Thank you, everyone, for your professionalism and for your partnership in the last 2 years. I've grown and learned a lot from here in the Senate, and I'd like to say to Senator Paul that although you're not going to be with us here at the legislature, I would truly miss the time that we have spent in the first year working together on a lot of initiatives that we try to push out. But I know that you're only a phone call away, and that you would never turn your back on us should we need to ask for your assistance. So thank you, Senator Paul, for your guidance and your leadership, and in helping me transition from the House into the Senate. And to the Senate President, thank you again for your great leadership and professionalism. You've been very fair to everyone, in my professional opinion, and I just would like to wish you all the best. And I know that you and I will continue to work, for our Commonwealth, even with you not being here in the Senate. So thank you so much for your leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Magofnia. Any other senators? Okay, I would like to go ahead, Senator Paul.
Thank you, Madam President. I've been sitting in this chair since 1988, so I don't have a speech to say. I don't want to talk anymore. I just want to say thank you to the people of the Commonwealth and my dear people of Rhoda for giving me this honor to serve over the decades, and thank you to my good colleagues, and thank you to our staff and LB members. I see some that I saw in the early years when I first came here, like si is a clerk, no? Esta malifazo de nanya. Si Doris, si Jusumasi, actually we should have standardized session in December, when we're saying goodbye to the year 2024. It's 2025. We're very hopeful, we look forward to doing good things for people who are suffering out there. I have a lot of hope that in the next year and after that we're gonna do greater things. There's nowhere to go but up now, and I'm hopeful we can work together. Si Mansi Paranjuna is a good colleague. Gagagaman si President and nisita no penkintusiasi listo am to di tempo lo utuan na ti president tabiano bubula planunya gogi magay dista no liku by attendi di grancia by enjoy di lo no sepia banali no sa bula patatsugi tausa no isti tempo tsadik no, sabe di lani tu senti te manesti 36 años di sinemolumo sabe di za ena be paisi namzu machava patatsoge no tasu totota to di tempo. Si just masi, thank you for the tinrapa be fanoi karera na palabra. Thank you.
Sizos Mossy, Senator Paul. Any other senators? Okay, I'll take the last few minutes of our SINE session. I did prepare a speech last night, actually, so I do want to read it out to the members and the people. Fellow members of this honorable Senate body, we close our 8th day, 4th regular session in this 23rd CNMI legislature, and I want to humbly thank you for your work. Although we may not have addressed all legislations before us, I am most appreciative of the committee work on numerous legislations that passed the Senate body with the necessary due diligence work. The CNMI is in a serious financial dilemma with almost $1 billion in cumulative deficit and in dire need of an economic recovery plan that can bring in fresh capital. I am hopeful and confident that the incoming 24th Senate will not sit idle, but will work towards an economic recovery goal in unison with the private sector's 500,000 initiative, while also balancing with the military build-up activities. Our Garapan Core District, Tourist District, including South and North Tourist Isles, is a dark alley, and we should be very concerned as our CNMI business revenue sources are rapidly diminishing before our eyes. The once thriving real estate commercial market is now like a ghost town with no tenants. The capital infusion of the SSBCI funds should be accelerated into the economy of existing or newly formed businesses in need of working capital. The push for greater transparency and accountability of the CNMI's financial and market valuation is similarly just as important. The separation of powers in its execution should not be a tool to shy away from using, nor should it be looked at as not being politically correct. The CNMI people's lives are dependent on its government's ability to build a strong and prosperous economy where every family can achieve economic security, including employment, at least at the levels they feel comfortable and content with. We owe it to the CNMI people now, today, and into the future. Lastly, to the Senate assigned Legislative Bureau staff and management, a most humble thank you and much respect to all of you for the work that you do. To my staff, a huge thank you for keeping our busy office afloat. And to the CNMI people, sendanglo na respeto, Sen Jesus Masi para hams todos, for allowing me to serve you this past 4 years. Adios. And I would like to have the floor leader adjourn this SINE session.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, I now offer a motion to to adjourn this session subject to the call of the President.
There's a motion to adjourn this SINE session. It has been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nays, SINE. Jesus Masi, senators.